I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years of using the Preval spray system. You could pick these up at Home Depot for roughly around, I would say, $5 as of now, 2024. They may go up, they may go down, they may differ based on Home Depot locations, but I picked this up for $5. This is a very, very underrated system, especially if you're a painter, you're a hobbyist. I would say this is one of the best tools that I've learned throughout the few years I've been painting. Okay, so let's start it up. Open up the box. These are more or less the items that you're gonna get once you open up the box. You have your jar, you have your power unit. Most of the times the straw may be separate. So this is why what I want you to do is once you pick this up, make sure you have everything. You need to have your jar, or if you have the full system, you need to have your jar, you need to have your lid for the jar, you need to have your straw, and you need to have your unit, okay? You need to have these components. Double check every time you buy one of these, because a lot of times the boxes open up fairly easy and some of these parts do fall out, okay? So once you have these things, you're good to go. There's no leaks, you don't hear anything. You hear a little of the solvent inside, so you know you're good. You're ready to spray, okay? Now, let's set up the unit. The first thing you wanna do is attach your straw to the unit itself. This is the first tip. I usually take off this little filter because the solvents and, the paint that I spray usually is a bit thicker, and some paint that I spray has, let's say, pearls in it. And this little filter is more or less just gonna get in the way. And especially you want a nice, smooth stream as you spray. So you don't really want this, getting clogged up and getting in your way. Especially if you know that the paint that you're spraying is clear or clean, that you don't have any contaminants. You kind of want to take this off. That's the first tip I would say. Take this off. Get this out of here. Now, you have your jar and your unit. You, of course, self-explanatory, you put your paint into this jar. Now, one important tip is when you're screwing this onto your unit itself, the power unit, do not hold it from this right here. Don't turn it from this, because this is one important thing. There's a seal more or less in between this, and once that seal breaks, this area right here will leak and it won't form a airtight seal. So then as you're spraying and run into a lot of issues where you might see fluid leak out of this area right here, it's gonna ruin the whole thing. So in fact, you wanna make sure that this is secure once you get the unit, just to make sure that there's no leaks or anything once you put your paint and bottle in, all right? So once you secure it, you wanna just hold by this area right here, this white strip, solid area. That's how you turn, that's how you unscrew, screw. That's what you wanna do. You wanna hold from this area right here. Do not hold from here. That's very important, okay? Boom. Now, when spraying with this unit, you wanna make sure that it's upright as you spray. I'm gonna go to a wall, I'm gonna fill this with paint, I'm gonna go to a wall and go over how it goes, but this is something very important. You do not want to spray at a 90 degree, at a, you wanna keep it upright. 45 degrees, the max angle that you wanna spray, okay? That's very important. Don't do any crazy angles, just keep it upright or 45 degrees, max, that's it. So now I'm gonna fill this with some paint and we're gonna go over to the wall and I'm gonna show you a few more tips. On to the next tip. This power unit itself, you do not need to shake it to make it activate. The only thing you should be mixing up is the paint. And if you wanna give it a little twirl at the bottom to make sure that the paint is mixed, you could do that. But this top unit, you do not need to shake it and you should not shake it. It actually has a warning, don't shake, because if you shake, this is what's gonna happen. See, nothing comes out, right? That's what happened when you shake the top, and it also makes a mess. You do not need to shake this whole unit when spraying, okay? When you're spraying, you need to have steady, smooth motions. See? Nice and smooth. Unfortunately, my English, unfortunately, this is not like your typical aerosol. As you know, typical aerosol, you could do crazy violent motions, but if you notice with this, it doesn't spray properly. This needs more of a steady, slow motion. So here, you see, comes off nice and smooth, no issues. This cannot take any jagged movements. This cannot take any violent movements. Do any violent movements, it just makes a mess. Doesn't spray properly. Again, slow and steady. And as previously stated, you want to keep it max 45-degree angle. That's how you keep it nice and smooth. There's no reason, oh my God. There's no reason to go crazy. Just go nice and slow, nice and slow. Steady, steady. If you need lighter coats, you can step back a little bit to make that nice, even coat. As you can see, this is spraying extremely well. Now, as you spray, I would say between coats, you might need to, let's say, clear this unit because it's been sitting for, I would say, extended period of time. A tip is to hold this nozzle right here. Hold the nozzle. I don't know if you can hear that, but air is pushing back into the jar over here. So it's clearing out the system from the bottom just to make sure that there's no contaminants, nothing is stuck there. Okay, and then you could, again, come back, spray up top there. As you can see, nice and smooth, is ready to spray. So you would do this between coats just to make sure that nothing is stuck in between and you're getting the next coat you're spraying is smooth and ready, okay? So I would say those are the primary tips that you're gonna need. Again, slow, smooth. That's all you need. No violent movements, no jagged. As you can see, it does not spray once you do that. All it does is cause a mess. Slow and steady. That's it. Slow, steady. Only movements you need. Okay? That's very important when spraying with this. A lot of people get frustrated. Like, oh, this thing sucks. It doesn't spray right. It's just a mess. No. Again, slow, steady movements. A known issue, let's go back to it. A known issue is sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes this seal is broken, unfortunately, before you even get it. I know it does suck, but what you can do, if that is the case and it is leaking from here automatically, what you can do, as you can see, this is how it is when it's open. You could put maybe some sealant on this area right here. I know this is a mess, I'm sorry. But you could put some sealant around this fixture right here and then put into this. So it just makes that airtight seal. Again, it's sometimes not your fault, it's a factory defect. But if the seal isn't broken, these are the effective tips that are going to work to make sure that your finishes are smooth with this thing. I love this thing, honestly. This is one of the best inventions ever made, in my personal opinion, and it's fairly cheap. Okay, so again, I hope that these tips help you. These tips make you want to use this system again. Give it another try. If you tried before and it sucks, it gives you another view on it. So try it again, give it a shot. But again, this is a few tips of mine that I've uncovered to make sure that my finishes are smooth every time I use this system. If I think of any more tips, I will make maybe a part 2, but as of now, these are the starter tips to make sure that your finishes are going to be smooth when using this, okay? Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.